is Stephanie from Raising Six Arrows. Today we are going to be fleshing out our EcoTank Epson printer. We just moved, so excuse all the complete mess, but I need to be able to print some curriculum stuff, and so my husband is going to be helping me out getting our printer flushed and cleaned. We've owned it for 3 years, honey?
Yes.
3 years, so this is the first time we have done this, and need to keep going on some other maintenance things. If you have any questions about anything that's we're doing in the video, please pop them in the comments below and we'll do our best to answer them.
Welcome to another episode. I'm just kidding. I'm playing. They're like, I already introduced it. Anywho, so we did a maintenance box replacement, and it didn't seem to clear up our issue with the spotty lines. So what we're going to do today is we're going to flush the printhead. It was recommended that this was the best kit to actually flush your printhead. It's Best Printers Tech. It's like $25 on Amazon. Took us about a day to get it here. Anywho, in order to do this, you'll need a kit to flush it. You'll need a small screwdriver, like we used before, and you'll need some paper towels because it's going to be a little bit messy. So inside the kit, you have the cleaning solution. This is what's you're going to flush through the actual lines. You have a syringe and adapter kit for the printhead, and you have instructions. You can read the instructions or you can follow our video, whichever you would like to do. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this apart. There's one little screw that you have to replace, and it's this tiny screw right here in this corner. You're going to take this screw out. Be careful, don't drop it in your printer, because that would be annoying to try to get out. And go ahead and set it aside. Make sure not to lose it. Then this little right here, you're going to pop this little plastic piece off. It just pulls right out, and you're going to set that aside. Okay, so in the printhead, you have these the print reservoirs. You do not want to disconnect these hoses from these reservoirs. What you're going to do is there's little tabs right here. You're going to remove the little hose from the guide, each of them.
Well, our puppy just came down from having his bath.
Remove the guide.
Look how fluffy he is.
And we were having problems with the black. The black decided not to show up anymore. But we're going to clean all of them just because we have it apart. So you take this little tab and then you pull it out of its little slot, and you just want to set this to the side. You do not want to disconnect this, and you do not want to get cleaning solution inside this head. So we're going to do that to each of them. Set it off to the side. Okay, and now you can see down inside here, this is the actual print head. We are going to connect our hose to each one of these little, probably should have some light.
Oh, we're good.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Each one of these little nozzles down here, and we're going to flush the ink out of this nozzle. You want to try to get some paper towel underneath the print head, which the video I watched wasn't very, didn't do a very good job of explaining how to do that. So you might not be able to. Because there's going to be ink all over the place. What I didn't explain in the beginning is how to get the print head to move. I'm going to make sure to turn it on first, and then let the print head cycle to the right, and then turn the power off so that you can actually move it. And got some. We're going to start with the yellow. So it goes in order: yellow, magenta, cayenne, and black, or cyan, however you want to pronounce it. Anyways, we're going to get our kit out. You can move You're going to get ink on your hands. If you don't want ink on your hands, then you can wear some plastic gloves. And then here's the syringe.
Nope. Pause, no. It's not a treat for you, buddy.
Some of these things I have no idea what they're for, so I don't know why they actually give you a needle. It's weird. But there is instructions if you want to follow them. I just watched a video, and I'm an expert. Just kidding, I'm not an expert yet. So you'll need this piece, and you'll need this piece for getting the solution out. Getting the solution out of the bottle.
And that solution is enough for all of them?
Yes, this solution will be enough, actually, for more than one cleaning.
Oh.
You're all gonna push about 5 milliliters through each nozzle head, or 5 to 10. So it's up to you how much you want to. Take the.
Might help if you made grunted faces while you were doing it.
Bite your tongue. The position of your tongue and your teeth are very important when you're trying to work on stuff because they absolutely help.
That or makes your wife enjoy watching you fix things.
Yes, or that. Okay, so this is going to go inside here.
Hold on, buddy. Yes, you may go do that.
Okay, so now we have our little thingy on top. And so we are going to make sure that there's no air in your syringe. Stick this on top. Actually, I did this wrong. See, it helps if you pay attention to the actual instructions. There's a little plastic piece in there that you can use to which this is not thermodynamics but fluid motion mechanics. Like, you cannot suck some out of the bottle without it being sucked back into the bottle. See, look at that. Whoa. Little lesson in the fluid motion. If I suck from a closed system into a another reservoir, it's going to suck it right back out.
Great science lesson if your kids are watching.
Great science lesson. Making a mess. We love messes. Whoops. Okay. This is not as self-explanatory. Are you starting again?
Yes.
You're starting. I need more light. Okay, so after we messed around and actually got fluid inside the syringe, which you can figure that out, it's pretty simple, well, messy but simple, we are going to push the fluid through the actual nozzle. Make sure you have a paper towel underneath. Which we push 5 milliliters through the nozzle.
I see some yellow coming out.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuffs. Yellow and red and black. But they also absorbed it from the print tray.
Yeah. You want some more paper towel?
Yeah, probably need more paper towel.
And according to my printing, I've printed about
25,000 pages.
about 25,000 pages, maybe closer to 26. So I am sure this thing is pretty dirty. So yellow is flushed.
One, probably going to do it multiple times. So I'm just going to do it this way, and I'm just going to put some fluid in here. I'm going to spray some on myself because that's what I did last time.
All right. Yep, there it goes.
Making a mess.
Allora.
So now we got
I don't think doing this job could be unmessy, to be honest. Okay.
magenta.
And if you remember with our other video, we were having issues with the magenta as well. It cleaned up after doing the maintenance kit that we did, but then the black decided not to work, so.
Okay. Did the magenta.
And again, he's just pouring some liquid into the top.
This is not the preferred way to do it, but this is a way.
When we paused the video to double check the little instructions that came with it, it did not say anything about what to use the needle for or how to do this well. So pausing, reading the instructions while thinking it would be helpful, it wasn't as helpful as we had thought.
Okay, so I'm going to do blue or magenta cayenne. And when you're doing the syringe, it's going to feel a little bit more, it's going to feel like it's not going. It just goes slowly. Don't push too hard, just let it go through.
There's our little kitty walking around.
And then after this is done, you have to clean it up, and then let it set for 24 hours because it has to dry, which my wife didn't know that until just now. So she wanted to print, but she's not going to be able to print till tomorrow because the whole thing has to be dry.
Guess I'll just make my list and get it all ready. This will be a printing machine tomorrow, Lord willing. color. It looks like we're tie-dyeing over here. That would be a fun project the kids would absolutely love to do.
Let's tie dye with
Not with paper
permanent-
printer ink.
permanent printer ink. Okay, so we got black. This is the one that we were having trouble with. There's the ink. So we're gonna do this multiple times just to ensure that we get all the ink color, or it flushed out correctly or thoroughly. Went through one flushing and it's what, 2/3 of the bottle, so you should be able to use this kit to flush your printer twice. In between 5 and 7 milliliters, or 5 and 10 milliliters per flush.
When you were looking things up, did you see how often you're supposed to do this, or just when?
Just when it becomes, just when doing a print head alignment or ink box maintenance, that doesn't work, then flush the print head. If the print head flushing doesn't work, then I don't know what the problem is. Might be time for a new printer. But if you look at return on investment for how much we paid for this printer, for how long it's lasted, and ink, like we maybe spent, I don't know, $120 a year. So we're gonna go the black.
Black first.
We're just gonna go in reverse order. Thing I have noticed is it gets easier to push the solution through the second time.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was that as long to do it this time around.
To cyan or blue.
And it looks like the first round did a really good job. If you look up at the paper towel, it's not really much color there. I see a little bit of black, but not really much blue. So it looks like
magenta. Make sure to shift your paper towel so that you're not putting all the water in one spot or all the solution in one spot. And last is the yellow. So we used almost half.
Well, that one was odd. It had a little bit of black coming out of there. That or because it was just still going through. But that paper towel looks like it's more all black than anything that came out of that one.
Also want to note is some of the ink gets in this this pad down here, and so you're gonna absorb some of that with the water. Next, you want to make sure that it's all clean. Do a thorough job of cleaning out all the solution.
So you're trying to make the whole thing dry to the best of your ability before
And
you
then
put
you're gonna
everything in?
and then you're gonna let it sit for 24 hours. You see there's a print pad down there that collects a little bit of ink.
Oh.
Everywhere, or I happen to get it everywhere, so make sure you get all the solution out. Okay, so once it's cleaned out, we're going to install the cartridges back in the order that you took them out. Black. And the order is listed here, just in case you get confused. You don't want to install them backwards, otherwise blue, I mean these three you could install backwards.
Come on, you're getting...
You don't, yeah, I'm getting ink all over myself.
The blue's also on the top part up there. Where the blue's going everywhere.
You don't want to install these backwards, otherwise you'll print blue where you really don't want cayenne and magenta. Click. And then re-put the hoses back in the guide Make sure you get them seated all the way. Plastic piece down. It just fits in and then slides backwards. It's supposed to slide backwards. There's one. Do all three of them at the same time. Okay. And so that's that. You're going to take the cover and the screw that you took off earlier. You're going to put this back on. Make sure you don't drop the screw into your printer, otherwise that will be annoying. Then you're going to let the printer set for 24 hours. This gives the solution a chance to evaporate and dry, and then you will do a nozzle check on it in alignment, because you have to put ink back in the system because you flushed it all out of the printhead. If there's any questions, like my wife said, put them in the comments below and we'll answer them as we can.